Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kavin and I'm from JA Assure. We'll be speaking about medical malpractice insurance, Dr. Shield, in this presentation today, a very short one. Just to touch on the few points you should take note of and what you should be looking out for when choosing the right medical malpractice insurance for yourself. Once again, thank you for joining us. I'll begin by explaining a little bit on what constitutes a medical malpractice. Medical malpractice has to have three components to have been met in order to be defined as medical malpractice. Medical professional has to have owed duty of care, and second, the negligence must be proven in the case, as well as the patient has to have been harmed. Only if these three criteria are met, then medical malpractice suit can be filed. This is what constitutes to medical malpractice. Now, we're talking about medical malpractice insurance. Basically, we all can agree that negligence can happen to anyone, accidents can happen to anyone, and that's the reasons that we have medical malpractice insurance for medical professionals, and also particularly because the damages and litigation that comes along with medical lawsuits is expensive. So we want to mitigate these risks for the medical professional. So how do we choose the right insurance? So basically, we're going to be looking at a few points that comes together with your medical malpractice insurance. One of which is the lawyer choice that is offered by your insurance company, a panel of lawyers. You want to see whether they have the right expertise to defend your case and whether they have the right experience. So when you're choosing the right insurance for yourself, look at the panel of lawyers that's offered by that insurance company. For Dr. Shield, one of our points for lawyers is also that we are the only ones who actually also allow you to choose your own lawyer. So that is one of the points for lawyer choices that we are giving to you. All right. I'll also touch on what is unlimited runoff, which is basically once the doctor or the medical professional has retired, the coverage will still cover after retirement. So that's what is meant by a run-off once the policy has ended, or rather when the medical professional has retired. Ours, we give an unlimited run-off, complimentary, if the insurer has been with us for 5 years consecutively. However, if perhaps they only cover for 3 years, unlimited run-off is also offered with an additional premium. So either way, it's still part of the coverage. Yeah. Till the unlimited retroactive date is the other end of it. So let's say you've been practicing for 10 years, but you're insuring now. Whatever unknown incidents that may have occurred from the start of your career are also covered in this policy, which you have probably purchased today, for an example. So that's what is meant by unlimited retroactive date. So these two points are also very significant when you're purchasing medical malpractice insurance. So on one end you have unlimited retroactive date, and the other end you have the unlimited runoff. These are the things that you want to take a look at when you're getting. And also, it's very important to see the company's ability to pay claims. Always look at the insurer. So for an example, ours is underwritten by Chubb, which is the world's largest property and casualty insurer, and they have an office in Kuala Lumpur itself, which makes communications much more easier in terms of claims. All right. Now, next I will also move on to aggravated damages. Now, this is quite interesting. Now, when a claim comes, you already have the damages that they are claiming against you as a medical professional. But on top of that, courts are also in recent times addressing aggravated damages on top of the claims that are already there. So aggravated damages are basically the damages being claimed for emotional bereavement and stress that's caused because of the medical malpractice. So when you're looking for insurance policies, right, for medical malpractice, you have got to make sure this is quite, in recent times it has been there. So make sure that this is also part of your policy. Otherwise, this is going to be coming from out of your pocket. If this is not covered, so basically the claims they will pay, this one, and then if aggravated damages is not covered, then it becomes from your pocket. So that's why it's important to take a look at that, right? Okay, auto reinstatement. This is quite interesting. So basically, you're covered for maybe a 1 million ringgit, for an example. So without auto reinstatement, you're only covered for 1 million. Okay. So what auto reinstatement does is, if your policy has an auto reinstatement, first million has been paid off, then the policy reinstates itself automatically, giving you another million from. So this is something also you want to take a look at when you're purchasing medical malpractice insurance. So it works always that way. So if you're covered for 1 million, then you get another million. If it's 10 million, then you'll get another 10 million. That's how the auto reinstatement works. Yeah. And of course, now we're talking about coverage across the medical field. So there are different categories, right? General practitioners, government doctors, specialists. A certain limit that is maybe fit for a general practitioner may not necessarily be the perfect fit for a specialist. So that's why it is very important to limit in tandem to the current trends of the claim. So if you're a plastic surgeon, then you want to take a look at the case studies of a plastic surgeon and then base your claim or rather your limit according to that instead of across various specializations. And of course, as medical professionals, you will be the best choose which is your exact specialization in that sense. Yeah. And finally, we will also cover public relations, cyber and privacy. When you're choosing the policy, make sure that these are included because for medical cases, especially public relations, it attracts a lot of attention. So public relation cost to have crisis management is also important. So again, if it's not covered, then it's out of your pocket. Cyber and privacy is also very interesting because now most of the documents, if not all our documents, are all digitized. So everything is on the IT infrastructure. So there is a certain vulnerability that it may be leaked or it may be lost. So when that happens, your coverage, your policy should also cover you by right. At the end of the day, the medical malpractice insurance is there to protect you. So our advice is to make sure it protects you as much as possible. Yeah. So that's what I have. And I'll just touch a little bit of our Dr. Shield platform. It is completely online. Ours is completely online, which probably might take you perhaps 10 minutes to purchase your medical malpractice insurance. And after that, it's immediately, your coverage starts immediately. Your policy documents are sent to you immediately of your purchase. So this is how it basically works. You visit our website, and then you can choose your specialization. Let's say you're a general practitioner or you're a government doctor or your ONG. Everything is there. It's quite comprehensive. So once you choose which one you want, you can choose the limit of your coverage. You can also, there's also option for you to choose the auto reinstatement. Like I said, always check whether they have, first of all, and if they have, I will always recommend to take it, depending on your limit, which one, what you're looking for, what kind of coverage you're looking for. Also, we also offer clinic indemnity if you need to. So if your clinic is registered as a Sendirian Berhad, then it can be sued as a separate entity. So that's why if it's a Sendirian Berhad, you should have clinic indemnity along with yourself having professional indemnity insurance. So once you fill in all these details, you go to the next page, you fill in your personal details, you go on to the next page, and then it's the payment already. So once you can pay online with a debit or credit card, so it's quite straightforward. So once you've done that, you put in your email address ready beforehand. So all your policy documents, once the payment goes through, your policy documents are sent to you directly by email. And that's it, you'll be covered. Yeah, so this is what we're basically here to actually share some knowledge with, and also just to share about our product, Dr. Shin. So end of the day, what we want to say is choose the right one that is you think is right for you. Make sure any policy that you're choosing has the benefits that will benefit you at the end of the day. Thank you very much. We'll be taking any questions there's a platform to your right of the screen where you can put in some questions, and then we will be addressing them one by one.